Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to this week's edition of the Monrovia City Council Recap. I'm Tyler Spicer, and I'm joined today in the studio by Carmen Martinez, Chris Lose, and we have a great recap for you today. Now, before we begin, here's a reminder that you can be a part of the recap team. If you like local government, civic engagement, or you just want to get involved in your community, all you have to do is send an email to kgmtv@gmail.com. You don't have to be a professional to do this. I'm not. I don't think anybody else is. So all you have to do is send an email to kgmtv@gmail.com. We'd love to have you be a part of the team.
And we have fun here.
We do. We have a lot of fun. Now on to the recap. The April 15th Monrovia City Council meeting was called to order at 7:32 p.m. by Mayor Becky Shevlin. That was followed by the invocation by Pastor William Kelly and the Pledge of Allegiance delivered by Councilmember Larry Spicer. All council members were present, and there were no reports from closed session. From there were presentations and proclamations. The Pasadena Humane Society was scheduled to present the Pet of the Month. They were unable to attend, but community members can still visit pasadenahumane.org to see adoptable pets and to support their efforts. At 7 minutes and 19 seconds into the meeting, there was a proclamation celebrating April 26th, 2025 as both Earth Day and Arbor Day in the city of Monrovia. Councilmember Edward Belden presented the proclamation to representatives from the California Native Plant Society San Gabriel Valley chapter. And Carmen?
The Monrovia Garden Club is going to have some events around that.
Yep.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they meet at the, is it First Presbyterian right
The
here?
church, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you can attend, we'll have stuff on social media and you can get involved with that as well. So it should be fun.
Nice.
I spend time with the tree and some grass almost every day. I try to.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, man, let me go sit. We got trees here in
Right, we do.
California. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
especially here in Monrovia, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
we got trees and grass. So I celebrate Earth Day
Every day.
Yeah.
Next, I think this brought a little bit of joy into the council chambers. Councilmember Edward Belden celebrated his birthday during the meeting, and I think to everyone's surprise, cupcakes were brought in by Monrovia PD captain and Monrovia Fire Department captain as well, and sang happy birthday, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Mr. Belden.
That was at 14 minutes and 39 seconds into the meeting. Next, at the 16-minute mark, we heard from student liaison Jasmine Rodriguez, who gave a report from Monrovia High School. She shared that prom is right around the corner, and students are preparing for the annual Sign on the Line event, where seniors officially commit to their next steps, whether it's college, trade school, or joining a military branch.
Thank you for your service, by the way.
Thank you. From there, the city council moved through. Yes.
And she's graduating. So they asked her if she was
That's right.
she was on
is.
countdown. So
Yeah.
So congratulations to all of our kids in the city and
Graduating soon,
everywhere
yeah.
else.
An exciting time,
Yeah.
definitely. From there, the city council moved through the order of business with no changes made before moving onto the consent calendar at 17 minutes and 47 seconds into the meeting. Item CC1 through CC9 were adopted in a motion made by Councilmember Belden and seconded by Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Kelly. Councilmembers Spicer and Jimenez did recuse themselves from CC8, as both serve on the San Gabriel Valley Volunteer Center Board.
Also, let me shout too, if you are trying to figure out what these CC consent calendar items are, they're on the city website.
Yeah.
So you can get the whole thing there.
And you can see all the agendas from prior meetings,
Past, yeah.
or they publish the ones coming up shortly before the meeting. But I like to read those because they usually just approve them as a one bang. Thank you, Mom. It's all done, right? And you're like, whoa, what was that? So it's nice to get involved and read them, even if you don't go to the meetings or something, so you know what's going to come down the city before it hits your bill.
Right, and I think some of those items that they did not discuss were something, as it pertained to like the police department, and another thing had to deal with like payroll. So it's definitely worth looking at them in your free time. At 19 minutes and 40 seconds into the meeting, the public input section opened. 6 community members spoke, including Donna Baker, president of the Monrovia Chamber of Commerce, who encouraged residents to attend upcoming events in the city. Dr. Anthony Fellow and Catherine Vasquez invited the public to the upcoming Waterfest at Santa Anita Park on May 3rd, which is a family-friendly educational event focused on water conservation. Next, a couple community members brought up concerns about the Monrovia High School pool. I know that there's been an issue on that. I'm not too...
Yeah, it's been a hot topic for quite a bit. And I think we need to give a shout out to those parents and community members that have really taken the fight and are there pretty much at every meeting.
Yep.
You know, and so sometimes if you think about it, for every person that speaks, you know, stands to takes the time to come and speak, they represent a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? Because we can complain, we can in our homes, and we can say whatever, but how many people actually take the time to go? So shout outs to the people that are taking the time on something that it's actually really important.
Yeah.
You know, the kids really need their pool, and the community really needs a pool.
Yeah. I'll say also too, shout out to Karen DeClue, who was one of the
Yes, she
public
keeps
comments.
coming.
But I love an approach of hear ideas
Sure.
and things that we can do
Instead
and
of
how
just, hey, fix it. Yeah,
right. Like so I appreciate her
Yeah.
for doing that.
definitely.
Problem solving.
Right. There was an individual who had an issue with where he resided, who also came and presented during the public input section.
He was also the first person I ever heard who said they like drinking bottled water.
Really?
Crystal Geyser.
Okay, yeah. I was
like-
he's like, oh, I won't drink Arrowhead. Yeah,
That was the first time I ever heard that in my life. I was like, really? This
Right.
dude is really for real about Crystal Geyser bottled water.
Yeah.
Random.
Get a sponsorship. After public comments, City Manager Dylan Feek gave his report at 39 minutes and 28 seconds into the meeting. He reflected on the City Council retreat, where members aligned on priorities and projects for the upcoming quarter. An updated list of goals and objectives will be shared soon. Now, a significant part of the update addressed a request from the Gabrielino Indians, who asked the council to oppose certain amendments to AB 52. The city manager agreed to consult with the city attorney and would return to the council with a proposed letter pending approval. Now on to one of the more technical but important parts of the meeting, RCM 1, concerning citywide landscaping and park maintenance assessment district rates.
RCM 2.
RCM 2. The council and staff discussed multiple 5-year implementation plans. In the end, option 2 was suggested, which will be a 50% rate increase in year 1, followed by a 12.5% annual increase over the next 4 years.
So this is where we would really love to encourage you to be involved with all the city council meetings, because this is where you learn where your bills are going to increase down the pipe. And you want to be a voice of dissent or agreement before it gets approved, not when you see it on your bill.
Yeah. That's a good time to get involved.
Right?
Before
right
it
now.
gets built.
So it's like the tree, right? When it's the best time to plant a tree, like 20 years ago, when it's the next best time today. So today, it's a great time to get involved. So come in, be at the city council, come watch the meetings, come watch the recaps, come be part of the recaps.
Yes, and even if you are like, I've watched more recaps recently than my whole entire life ever. But watching the meeting, they discussed the lights and the kind of bulbs and all of that. But I didn't know it was gonna cost us money until this meeting. So that's where it was like, kind of like, at least for me, I'm no expert again, like in this space, but I never heard anything about this will cost this much, this will cost that. And then this meeting was, here
by
are
the
the
way.
3 different payment
Yep.
things, and we'll figure this out. So they're gonna do, I guess, outreach and education are the next step. So
And voting, right? There's going to be some sort of city voting for...
first the outreach. So now they're gonna go, I think they all kind of looked at option 2,
Yeah, they kind of agreed on it. Yeah.
agreed on that.
Yeah.
And so now it'll be take however that road show looks and where
Right,
do they
yeah.
go to talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And how much money it's going to
involved.
cost us.
correct.
Next, we had the council member updates, which came around the 58-minute mark. Mayor Pro Tem Dr. Kelly recapped recent and upcoming events. I think she said she attended an Easter event, and she wanted to see the photographs of the event. A lot of exciting events coming up as we get closer to the summertime. Councilmember Spicer shared an update on community services and a recent water tour that he went on with Councilmember Belden, hosted by Dr. Fellow.
Hold up, I'm gonna rewind back to Dr.
Sure.
Kelly said something really cool. I might have to check it out myself. Adult game night.
Yes, yeah, Nintendo,
library.
right? Yeah.
Adult game night, board games, Nintendo. She was like, if you still play Nintendo, Dr.
think a
Kelly,
lot of people do, yeah.
There's a lot of grown
people do,
gamers, like I still get down on the 2K if anyone wants to see me, yeah. But I love the whole thought of that too.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, so a lot of events. Councilmember Jimenez emphasized the importance of Monrovia's rich history and previewed the Historical Homes Tour happening on Sunday, May 4th, hosted by MOPEG. Councilmember Belden spotlighted Food Ed, a program educating local students about healthy food choices.
Could we just go back to the historic?
Sure.
So it used to be on Mother's Day every year.
Oh, okay.
They changed it to I guess it's the weekend before Mother's Day. But this year, they're going to have oh my gosh, what is the name of the house? It's the one the city just took ownership of, and it's not open very often.
Anderson?
Yes.
Anderson.
Yes, I'm pretty sure the Anderson house will be in the tour.
I think so. Yeah.
So it will be fun. It's if you're in town and you need something to do, this is a great event.
Definitely.
Some people dress in the period too. So
Oh,
it's
really?
kind of
Of the
fun.
time, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like the Renaissance Fair and a home tour all in one?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Councilmember Belden spotlighted Food Ed. He also welcomed students from Wild Rose Elementary who toured City Hall and learned how to register to vote, which is really great. That's awesome that the city puts that on. I don't think there's a lot of cities that do that.
That was part of what was highlighted too in our All-American City
Oh, really?
for 2024.
Awesome.
Yeah, so they were there talking about how they educate the third graders, and they select what they'd like to vote on and go through the whole process so they can see what that's like.
And it does work because my 3 children were registered to vote by the time they were 18.
Oh, really?
And they have, my middle daughter has not done every voting because she was in the Navy, but my other 2 kids have always been involved, and I do think it starts at home and at school, so we're grateful for that.
And you can also pre-register to vote now too, I think, right? Mm-hmm. So definitely beneficial. Mayor Becky Shevlin gave a shout out to Clifton Middle School for their recent musical performance and promoted the upcoming high school production of the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, say that 3 times fast, at the Louise Taylor Performing Arts Center. I think that's from the April 17th through the 19th,
yes,
right?
Yeah, correct.
At 7 p.m. Tickets are for sale at the door for $20.
So right now, because today is the 17th, right?
Yeah, today is. Yeah, it's tonight.
Yeah, this weekend.
This weekend. Now on to administrative reports, which came at 1 hour and 22 minutes into the meeting. AR1. The council unanimously approved a contract with RG General Engineering to begin construction on Satoru Sanishi Park, named in honor of one of Monrovia's respected community members. I'm not too familiar with who they were. Are you guys familiar at all? Or?
I'm not familiar, but I think that's the beauty of this, right? Because
it brings attention.
It brings attention, and then they put a plaque at the areas. So we've had every so often, we get different areas that get recognized by community members that made a difference in some small or big way. And so, and it also brings the diversity in our city because we have groups representative of every community, so I think it's great.
Yeah, I learned more through the process of the park naming about his family. It was also, I want to say, maybe I might be wrong, but I know he graduated from Mad High School. I don't know if it was the first graduating class from Mad High School, but that's kind of the history of the family. Yeah.
Awesome. So that's coming up pretty soon.
And just really quick, because some of our viewers might not know, but the MAD, do you want to talk a little bit about how the MAD was? It was the Monrovia
Arcadia
Duarte. And so we didn't have enough children back then, so they all will come, and I believe it was housed in Monrovia.
Yep.
And so it's a great part of history also to learn from us. So sorry.
No, you're fine. AR2 Council approved participation in the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments affordable housing program. Now, here's the good news: it's at no cost to the city. SGV COG is covering all of the expenses related to it, so I think that's pretty good. The city manager was directed to move forward by the city council. AR3 updated Title 8 of the Health Code. It's more of a housekeeping item, the city attorney said. And AR4 set local campaign contribution limits at $1,000 per donor.
Which had been kind of a discussion of, was it going to be 500? Was it going to be, I think they saw that the majority was somewhere between like 250 and 1,000, somewhere in there. So they ended up agreeing on 1,000, which I feel like makes great sense.
Right, yeah, it's definitely. There was no further public input, and with all business concluded, the meeting was adjourned at 9:16 p.m. in honor of United States Army Sergeant Edwin Franco, one of 4 soldiers from the 1st Armored Brigade Combat Team, 3rd Infantry Division, who died during a training exercise in Lithuania.
Recently.
Right, that was, I believe, last month. He was alongside other service members, Staff Sergeant Troy Knutson Collins, Sergeant Jose Duenas Jr., and PFC Dante Titano. So we honor them, we miss them, and we thank them for their service to our country. With that, is there anything else you guys wanted to?
I'll say that I did not know mosquitoes kill the most people out of anything.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
She
Mayor
said that was
Shevlin.
like the main animal or insect,
Yo, but then I thought about it. I'm like, okay, looking at like my family's from Sri Lanka and looking at like that country, and I'm like, yeah, that's like thousands of people out there. If a mosquito's getting you, you don't have medicine and you're just out there. So as I thought of it from a global perspective, I'm like, oh man, how many countries?
And I think also is that they can carry something, right? It's
All
not
kinds
just
of
it's not
for sure.
It's not just a mosquito bite. It's the
What
stuff
they're carrying,
Right.
Yeah.
And so I think what she said to, obviously go through your backyard, any puddles or
Tip, toss,
pool.
and protect.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's definitely beneficial. So with that, the next Monrovia City Council meeting is scheduled for May 6th, 2025 at 7:30 p.m. at City Hall. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's edition of the Monrovia City Council Recap.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna pause it real quick.
Sure.
Yo, so this is Tyler's first time leading a City Council recap. He joined the team, was sitting in these seats. Was it last year?
Yeah, last year, March of last year.
So what has that experience been like? Because we've talked about it before the show. Like, we'd love for you to join us. We want more people to be here because I learned from Carmen and Tyler hearing how they perceive the meeting. As you know what I mean? We all see it different.
Right.
But what's it been like for you, man, from sitting in this seat to leading and just getting more involved?
Yeah. Well, I mean, at first I was very scared. I'm like, oh man, it's the cameras, a studio. It's very nerve-wracking, but I think the recap team that we have is very kind and accommodating and welcoming, and we have a lot of fun here. So that I think was beneficial. And as I took the time to go through previous recaps and really take the time to get more involved, it's kind of been easier for me.
Yeah.
So overall, this has been a great experience. Though I don't know of any other city in the area that has a recap. And so I think that this is really beneficial for the community because there are so many cities that really don't know what's going on with their city councils. So this is really an amazing thing that we're doing here.
No, for sure. And again, this is all we're just trying to give you headlines. As Tyler just mentioned, times, go back in and look for yourself. Like, we're not here to explain all of the details that happen in a meeting, but...
And I don't want to put you on the spot too much, but I just learned your age. And so we, Chris and I are a little older. I'm the oldest on the seat, but we accept every age.
For sure.
Right.
And you just left the Navy, so I also want to thank you for your service.
Thanks.
But we have 20s, almost 60.
And shout out to Emily, who is joining us. She's in the room right now. You can't see her. She's behind the camera. She is a high school student. High school students, if you would like to learn how to edit, run camera, it's open for you as well.
Yeah. So whether you want to be in the front, the back, give us your opinion, give us your thoughts. There's no no qualifications other than being somebody that cares about our city.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, kjmtv@gmail.com, right? All you have to do is send an email, and we'd love to have you be a part of the team. So with that, we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in. Take care.